Kunju Swami, too, was very caring. Over the next 2 days, he ate only 4 puris. He kept one as prasad because Bhagavan himself had packed it. He took this prasad to Ramakrishna's family and fed it to Vasu first. Then he took a little time to divert Vasu from his path of Hatha Yoga to Bhagavan's self-inquiry. After staying for a few days and ensuring that there was some improvement, he returned to the ashram and reported this to Bhagavan. Before he could return, a letter had already reached the ashram saying that Vasu had relinquished all Hatha Yoga practices and was now practicing meditation as prescribed by Bhagavan. Vasu later joined the army and became an officer of high rank. I met Vasu after he retired from the army. He was a hefty 6-footer with a very simple heart. That little prasad of puri and, of course, self-inquiry had transformed him. Kunju Swami used to narrate many stories. There was a man called Kanta Swami in Tiruvannamalai who was a murderer and abhorred by all. One day he fell gravely ill, and people drove him out from the town. His only shelter was a mandap in front of Ramanasramam. He stayed there and sent word to Bhagavan that he was hungry. Bhagavan made gruel and sent it across every day. Before we proceed with the story further, it must be known that Bhagavan never ever commented disparagingly about any person. When Bhagavan received news that a devotee had passed away, he commented on what a good man or woman that person was, even if the said person had hundreds of faults and only a few good virtues and qualities. Bhagavan only dwelt on the positive traits. When his devotees heard that Kanta Swami had died, they were sure that even Bhagavan wouldn't be able to find a single good quality to talk about this abysmally wicked man. Expectantly, they went and informed Bhagavan of his death, saying, "Bhagavan, Kanta Swami has passed away." Bhagavan said, "Is it so? He used to keep his body and clothes very clean, even though he did not use soap or soap nut powder. He used to bathe and clean his dhoti for hours together and keep it spotlessly clean." And they said, "Bhagavan, we are all defeated." "What is the matter?" Bhagavan asked. "We thought that even you would not be able to find a single good quality about this man, but we have failed. Bhagavan, you have defeated us." Kunju Swami also gave us many instances of Bhagavan's humor. When letters arrived, they would be taken to Bhagavan in the hall, and the devotees would observe Bhagavan's face as he read them. From his expression, they would know if there was something interesting in the letter. Once, Bhagavan held a postcard in his hand and then kept it aside with a smile. Kunju Swami ventured to ask, "Bhagavan, I know that you have read something interesting in that postcard. Will you please share it with us?" There were 6 or 7 people present. Bhagavan said with a smile, "Worldly people have attachment to the body only as long as they live. But some of these sannyasins, these monks, who are supposed to have renounced the world, are attached to their bodies even after they die." The listeners did not understand, so Bhagavan continued, "This postcard is from a sannyasin who is 80 years old. He has appealed for funds, saying, 'I may die any day. Since my body has to be placed in samadhi, which has to be built well, please send me donations.'" In the 1930s, when Bhagavan was in his early 50s, an old man in his 90s came to Bhagavan. He looked very pious and prostrated several times before Bhagavan, crying all the while. He said, "Bhagavan, I have only one prayer. Bhagavan, as usual, looked at the speaker without asking him to continue. Yet the old man said, Bhagavan, you should live for 100 years. I should see that you live for 100 years. Everybody was moved with his prayer, which was almost like a blessing that Bhagavan should live for 100 years. Bhagavan hid his smile. Kunju Swami, being a humorous person himself, knew that Bhagavan was amused by the humor of it all. And so, after an hour, when this old man had gone away, he went near Bhagavan and asked, Bhagavan, I noticed that you smiled. What was the reason? Bhagavan, still amused, said, You are all moved, isn't it, that he asked that I should live for 100 years? Do you know what that means? That he has to live 140 years because he said, I want to see you live for 100 years. When people from different branches of philosophy asked Kunju Swami questions, he found he had no answers. Many people from Tamil Nadu, especially those who followed the path of Shiva Siddhanta, plied him with questions. There was a booth where they held classes on Shiva Siddhanta, so he decided to go there and learn it. He went to Bhagavan and informed him, Bhagavan, I am going to this place to learn Shiva Siddhanta. Bhagavan asked, Oh, why? And Kunju Swami replied, When people come here, they have so many questions. If I learn, then I can answer their queries. Oh, that is very good. So you are going to learn Shiva Siddhanta so that others' questions can be answered. But suppose someone comes with questions on Advaita Vedanta. What will you do? You will go and learn Advaita Vedanta? And then if someone comes and talks to you in Sanskrit, what will you do? You will go and learn Sanskrit? And if Westerners come to you speaking in English, how will you answer them? Will you then go and learn English too? By now, Kunju Swami realized what Bhagavan was meaning to impress upon him. So he said, Bhagavan, please pardon me. I am not going anywhere. Please teach me. It is only because of love that I want to help the others. Bhagavan then gave him a gracious look and said, If you learn to remain in the heart as I am, the answers to any questions that are put to you will emerge like an echo from within, and they will be the correct answers. Learn to remain within your heart as I am. In another incident, there was a group of people trying to disturb the ashram management. Kunju Swami happened to enter the old hall, and since everyone stood there, Kunju Swami stood there too. Bhagavan looked at him. What business have you got here? Why have you joined these people? Kunju Swami did not know what to say. He had not come to join them. Bhagavan said, With what aim did you come here? Bhagavan, I came for getting your grace, Kunju Swami replied. And the master said, Then attend to that. Why are you standing here? On that day, Bhagavan taught him the lesson that we must attend only to the purpose for which we all have come. It is to recognize the truth. It is not just for Kunju Swami that Bhagavan said this, but for everyone. This is Bhagavan's direct teaching, and as Kunju Swami confirmed to me, It is a sound and practical one, that we should not interfere in others' affairs.